Hello and welcome to the Daily Bible Podcast. My name is William Hemsworth. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode. Well, if you joined the show yesterday, you probably noticed a couple things. One, on my Facebook page and on the Twitter feed, there were a couple links on there that were dead. That's because when I recorded the first time, somehow the mic was turned off, so my apologies for that. But at any rate, if you caught the second link, I hope you enjoyed the Passion narrative out of Matthew's Gospel. And tomorrow, I'm recording this. If you're listening to this later on, I am recording this particular show the day before Easter. So tomorrow's show will be about the resurrection, of course. But today we're going to continue on in our normal format. We're going to continue in Matthew chapter 8. And we're going to look at verses 23 and 24, which say, "And when he got into the boat, his disciples followed him. A windstorm arose on the sea, so great that the boat was being swamped by the waves. But he was asleep." So Jesus is in a boat with his disciples. This huge storm comes. Water is coming into the boat. Jesus is still sleeping. And as we see later on, the disciples are greatly afraid. And here's Jesus just, getting his rest. During his 3.5 years of ministry, Jesus worked extremely hard, walked many miles, helped many people. I think sometimes we forget that, yes, he is God incarnate, but he has two natures. He has the divine nature and he has the human nature. And the human nature, understandably, gets exhausted, just like you and I. I think sometimes we lose light of that. And the fact that Jesus is sleeping here also may be an allusion to King David, who was also sleeping in Psalm chapter 3 and chapter 4. And in those Psalms, David's sleeping indicates his trust as king in God to deliver him from danger. And so, David's trust is expressed in sleeping and points to Jesus as well. Jesus is called the greater Davidic king, who's now portrayed as the perfectly trusting king. That's why he's sleeping through a storm. So I know today's show is pretty short, but like I said, trying to stay with our format that we normally do, 1, 2, maybe 3 verses per day. So there's a couple more verses that go with this. We'll continue those in a couple days. Like I said, because tomorrow we're going to read the account of the resurrection. So when it comes to these verses, Jesus, he's a trusting king, the new Davidic king, the trusting king. Are we trusting in him? That's the question today, especially in this season that we're in, this Easter season. Are we trusting in Christ? Thank you for joining me in this edition of the Daily Bible Podcast. Hope you guys have a great day. If you have any questions or comments, prayer requests, please email me at hopewithin18@gmail.com. God bless you guys. Have a great day.